Hi, I'm Frank Rumbauskas from NeverColdCall.com, and I'm here today to ask you a very simple question. Do you have the power? What do I mean by that? Well, let me explain. Every sales interaction is a negotiation, okay? In every negotiation, there are two parties. The party who has the power and the party who does not have the power. The outcome is determined by who has that power. In other words, in any negotiation, the party who has the power will be the winner. Now, how is this determined in sales? Well, it's very simple. The person who has a need does not have the power. The person who can fulfill the need has the power because that person can either choose to fulfill that need or choose to deny that need. Okay, when you're a salesperson, when you approach a prospect, for example, in a cold call situation, what you're communicating is that you have a need. You have a need to get a sale. As a result, you do not have the power, and you give all of the power away to the prospect. So the prospect is now in a position to either fulfill your need to give you a sale or to deny your need by saying no or by blowing you off and saying maybe, which is what usually happens. The result is that the prospect now has the power, and you do not, meaning you will not get the sale. And if you do get the sale somehow, it will typically be in a worst case scenario, such as at a heavily discounted price with a low profit margin, resulting in a low commission for you. Let's take the opposite example. Let's think about what happens when you use an effective system of self-marketing to get prospects to call you. Think about what happens there. The prospect is now approaching you. The prospect is saying, I have a need. I understand that you may be able to fulfill my need. So the dynamic is now shifted in the opposite direction. The prospect is saying, I have a need. They're approaching you. You as the salesperson now have the power to say, I can fulfill that need, or I may not be the right person for you, so I'm going to deny you and ask you to move on to someone else. The point here being that by getting prospects to approach you, they do not have the power and instead are handing all the power over to you. All of the arguments I've put forth as to why cold calling does not work are extremely valid, about how it's mistakenly looking at sales as a numbers game when sales is not a numbers game, how it's ineffective, it doesn't find qualified prospects, all of those other things. What I'm talking about here today is an even more severe consequence of cold calling, an even bigger reason not to do it. The simple fact that by cold calling, you are giving all of your power away to the prospect. When you use effective self-marketing and get prospects to call you, the power paradigm shifts in the opposite direction. You're now getting prospects to approach you. You're getting them to come to you. You're getting them to raise their hands and say, I have a need. I think you may be able to fulfill it. So by using self-marketing, getting prospects to call you, you have the power. And remember the rule, in negotiations, and every sale is a negotiating process, whether you're on the phone with a prospect, whether you're communicating via email, whether you're face-to-face in an appointment, it's all a process of negotiation. And in every negotiation, the party who has the power gets what they want in the end. To learn more about how you can stop cold calling and start selling and have the power in your sales situations, go to NeverColdCall.com right now and learn how.